What's going on, everybody? This is Al from PlayboyGamer.com. And in the last Dynasty video, we took on Michigan in the national title game. Somehow, some way, we made it in there. Even with Oklahoma beating Colorado in the Big 12 title game, we still got ahead of them in the polls. We snuck into that title game, and we curb stomped the Wolverines 56-24, claiming our first national title. And this is the first group of 5 team I've had a national title with. I can't tell you the last time, honestly. It's so hard to get in there. You need a lot of help. You need a bunch of teams to lose multiple games, and it just kind of worked out for us. And now we are national champions, and my original plan was to move on to a different series of some sort, but everybody and their brother wants me to continue this dynasty, so that's what we're going to do. That doesn't hurt my feelings. So we're going to head into the off season, and we're going to do some recruiting, position changes, and a bunch of other really cool stuff, and that I'm going to show you here in a little bit. Now, we did not get invited to the SEC or anywhere else. If you go to Play Week, it automatically goes to advance to off season. We're going to hit no. But a good friend of mine modded the game, or my Dynasty file. He switched me out. So let's go over to Sports Illustrated. You go over to Final Standings, and Tulane is officially in the SEC. He just went on the back end and just kind of swapped them out. And we are technically in the SEC West, which makes sense geographically. And we replaced Arkansas. Arkansas, along with some of these other teams in the division, went like 5-6. It was between like them and Mississippi State. Both of them were like 3-star programs. Arkansas lost to Mississippi State, so I replaced Arkansas. Alabama's a 3-star program too, but I wanted them to stay in the SEC West because I want to beat them every year because I can't stand Bama. No offense to the Roll Tide people out there, but I hope I beat them by 50 every single season. So we are in the SEC. That is entirely realistic. When it comes to getting invited to bigger conferences in this game, you have to get kind of lucky. You got to wait for a conference to have a really bad team to replace. Otherwise, they're just not going to accept you because you're good. They more likely will accept you because they got one team that's just so bad. So now we're in the SEC. Now, before we head into the offseason portion of the video, we need to look at our roster. We need to take some notes, do all that. That way we have an idea of what we are looking for the recruiting class. But first thing I want to do is go to in-season recruiting. And when you go to Team Overview, you hold down circle. Here is our situation. We got 58 players coming back if nothing happens. If nobody leaves early, transfer, whatever, 58. We got 4 coming in. These are the 4 prospects we picked up. Really excited about those guys. So that means we got like 8 spots to fill. I do not like to cut a bunch of players. So I'm going to try to have a really small class. So this next recruiting class, especially in the off season, is going to be really small. Like the most I want to get is like 10 players, and that is it. But we got another extra little stipulation added onto this, and that is transfers. Now, along with updating my Dynasty file to get me in the SEC, we also have a little transfer mod added to my ISO file, which is going to be really neat, and I'm going to show you here in a little bit what that's going to look like. But first, let's look at our roster. I've taken down all my notes, and again, we don't need a lot of bodies. But when it comes to quarterback, we don't need anything. We got Stuckey coming back. He's a true freshman. We're good to go there. And we got a bunch of young dudes behind him. As you can see, we don't have a single senior. We got 2 juniors and a bunch of freshmen. So we are good at quarterback. You go to halfback, we got Larry Williams, true sophomore. He's coming back. You got DeCray coming back. You got everybody's coming back. We don't have any seniors unless, again, somebody wants to transfer out. So we're in good shape here. According to my notes, I put down 1. I want just 1 player at the halfback position at the most, and it better be a really good one. Otherwise, we're kind of okay here. But you got to remember, we got to start thinking SEC. We need SEC quality players. And no offense to a couple of these kids down here, but they're not really ready to, play in the SEC, play in and play out and whatnot. But right now, if I can find maybe just 1 halfback, I'll be good. Fullback. Now, when it comes to fullback, I currently have, if you go to over our coach options, I have it set as balance. I want to keep it at balance. That forces me to have 2 fullbacks on the team and only 5 wide receivers. And we're going to stick with that. And while you're here, make sure you have recruiting assistants turned off, discipline assistant off. You want to have full control over that, especially recruiting assistants, because we're going to talk about something here a little bit later about that. So let's go back to our roster. So because we need 2 fullbacks on the roster at all times, we got 1 senior leaving. Ray Boudreaux, one of the few senior starters on the team. He's gone, but we got a very good backup behind him. But I put down in my notes 1 to 2 fullbacks would be great for this recruiting class. I actually just want 1, honestly, because I don't want to cut a ton of players. But if I end up getting 2, then that's fine. Wide receiver, we only need a minimum of 5. We got 6 here, but we got 2 seniors. 2 guys are gone. That's going to leave us 4. So according to my notes, I got 2 to 3. 3 is a really good number to have. So I'm going to shoot for 3 wide receivers. Gidros is gone. We're going to miss him, and Fred Smith will be gone. He didn't do a whole lot for us. He was more of a backup than anything else. Tight end, we are in really good shape here. We got 4 guys. Robert Wright, by far our best player. I would like to get more quality here. No offense to anybody that's 74 overall or lower, but I would like to get better players, but that's not a big need for us per se. So I'm okay if we don't end up getting an extra one here. So that's why in my notes I didn't put down anything for tight end. Tackle, we got a ton of tackles. We got 6 of them. That's the most you would ever need on your roster at one point. We got 1 leaving, and that is this guy right here, Chris Borderland. And he's been a backup. Russell, true freshman's been killer for us at left tackle. True freshman, just a great pickup for us last year. And then Tom Daniel is a right tackle. He's been really good for us. It wouldn't shock me if he may want to try to go pro early. But according to my notes, I got 1. I wouldn't mind maybe getting 1 if he's really good. Guard the same way, and we honestly got way too many guards. We ended up with, what, 7 of them? Yeah, that's just way too many. We got plenty of bodies. We only got 1 guy above 80 overall. We need more guys in the 80s and 90s. So unless I find 1 really good guard, I'm probably not going to get more than 1 just because we got too many already. I think we're going to be fine for now. We got other fish to fry. Center, we got 4 centers. That's honestly too many. We got 1 guy leaving, and we got Stevens, who will be our starter for the next couple of years unless we luck out and get somebody really, really good. But we need quality depth. So for center, I put down 1 just in case we can find somebody that's really good. Because, again, we got to start thinking SEC now. Then you got defensive end. We got 3 juniors and 2 sophomores. Another good position to be in. Nobody should leave. But we need to think about redshirting, getting some new guys in here, get them redshirted, and get them ready for a couple seasons down the road. Defensive tackle, we need help here. We don't have anybody leaving, but we got a bunch of upperclassmen, 3 juniors. So I would love to get maybe 2 defensive tackles. That would be great. Redshirt them, get them ready for the future. Outside linebacker, I have 1. Now, we already got 1 committed, which is good. So I technically don't need any more, but we got some duds down here. No offense to these kids, but they're not good enough to play in the SEC day in and day out. So I wouldn't mind getting at least 1 more guy. Middle linebacker, we need help here. This is kind of a priority. We got 1 guy already leaving, and that is Jeff Willis, which leaves us a sophomore and a sophomore, which is good, but we need some depth, both a middle linebacker and a defensive end. Everybody knows linebackers in general tend to be better defensive ends because they're stronger compared to natural defensive ends. So I'm recruiting both middle linebacker and defensive ends. So for this, I have listed a 2+. If I can get 2 to 4 guys here, that would be excellent. But again, this recruiting class is going to be really small, so I may end up with only like 2 to 3. Then you got cornerback. I would like to get better players here. Rout is leaving. He's a senior. Sanders is a sophomore. Givens is a freshman, but we need better guys. We got 1 guy already committed. He's tall. That's one of the problems I'm having is finding tall corners. But otherwise, I wouldn't mind getting 1 to 2. We already got 1 committed again, so I wouldn't mind maybe getting 1 more. And a couple of these guys, if I got to cut one that doesn't really hurt my feelings, again, no offense to like this kid right here. He needs to be playing something else other than the corner, honestly. He's too slow for it. Free safety, a sophomore and a senior, so we need at least 1. We got 1 already committed, which is good. So I technically don't need any more free safeties, but if I can find one that's a killer, I may go after him. Otherwise, we got more important things to recruit. Strong safety, we got both coming back. One's a 74, the other one's a 59, and Holden Both of our safeties are unsung heroes from this season. Bale played a whole lot better than I expected. He was a first-team all-conference player. Then you got Holden, who's a second-team all-conference player. I was just surprised, especially this kid right here. I thought he played really well for his limited talent. But again, we are now in the SEC. We need better players. So if I could find another really good one, that'd be great. But we already got one committed. Hopefully he's good enough to at least compete for the spot. When it comes to kicker, we got 2 seniors. They're gone. We need to find us one really good kicker, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. And when it comes to punter, we got a freshman and we got a freshman. This kid is going to be our starter for the next several years. We are fine there. This guy may end up wanting to transfer out. And if that happens, then so be it. So speaking of transfers, let's head into the offseason. Let's talk about a couple things. Let's go over to play week. Let's advance to the offseason. The first thing we got to do is the school budget. You go to school budgets, and we got some things to talk about here. First of all, I only need like 8 more guys, 8 to 10 at the most. So this recruiting can go down to like 25. We have 14 wins, meaning you got a ton of points to play with. So I don't need a ton of recruiting points to go after some of these kids. So I can go between 25, maybe 30. I may leave discipline at 20 because, again, we got so many points. The rest of this can go over to training at 50%. And I think that's what we are going to do there. So we're going to leave that. Now let's move on to players leaving. Here we are at the players leaving screen. I noticed something a little weird. We got a lot of transfers. That's because I hinted at it earlier. My buddy added a little transfer mod to my ISO file, to my game file, which means you're going to see a lot more action in the transfer portal. Hence, you're going to normally see with this little part of the mod. Now, this isn't not the full Next Mod. This is just a partial, just a tad, just a couple different little things here and there. But notice 4 transfers. So this is kind of going to be normal going forward. You're going to see 3 or 4 dudes on your program wanting to leave for one reason or another. We're going to really talk about newcomers here in a little bit, but we got to focus on these guys first. Now, there's 5 guys wanting to leave. One of them is wanting to go pro. That's our starting right tackle. I think what I'm going to do is probably let him go. I think going forward, I'm okay with some of those guys just wanting to go pro. Now, he is probably not ready to go, and if you go and click on him, it says that he's kind of leaning towards staying, which is pretty cool. Now, I can throw the bare minimum at him. Now, notice, we already got 294 points to play with. Now, everybody knows I do this. I think this is very random. If this was all the way over to the left at leaving, if I'd done 5 points, he still may end up wanting to stay. So you just never know. If I just try it once, it says, I appreciate you understanding that this is an opportunity I can't pass up. So he is wanting to go pro. Good for him. We're going to have to find us probably a better tackle in this recruiting class. I'm going to make a point and write that down like I already got it down. All right. Now, let's look at these 4 transfers. Now, one thing I did, now you can go back and look at your roster, go back and forth if you need to, but we can start off with this punter. Remember, this is the backup punter. We don't need him. The guy that started for us, he's a freshman. He's going to be our guy for the next several years. This guy, I can let him move on to Baylor. Next up, a defensive end, Reggie Scott. Let's look at our defensive ends. Now, what I decided to do was look at, I took a picture of our entire roster. And let me show you what that looks like if I can find it. How about something like this right here? This is our defensive end group. Reggie Scott is right here. He is the worst of the bunch. And I can have him stay. I think I'm going to let him leave. He was never going to play for us for a long time anyways. He just doesn't fit, I guess, what we're doing. Just not talented enough. So what I'm going to do is let him go. Next up, we got a defensive tackle. This is kind of concerning. If you go to our defensive tackle group, who is this one? Is this, what's his name? His name is Morton. I don't even know my own player. So he's our 3rd best guy. I kind of want him to stay, honestly. We need help here. And I don't want these guys to leave. I can at least talk. I'm not going to put a ton of points into it. But now notice it's leaning over far to the leave. So let's just do the bare minimum and see what happens. I don't think I'm a second fiddle to anybody. I'll prove to you that I can play, coach. Awesome. See, I put barely no points into that kid. He was leaning towards leaving, and he still stayed. So again, that's all random. Just do the bare minimum on that player leave and such. So he is coming back. That is good. So now we got left is Scott Elliott. Remember, this is our backup quarterback who is technically as talented as Stuckey. But we got a bunch of young kids behind him, a couple guys that can run a little bit. So I'm okay with Elliott leaving. So that is 3 guys out. That gives us 3 extra spots to play with. Now, with this transfer stuff, you have guys that this will not affect your scholarships and recruiting, which is really nice. And all of these guys are going to be immediately eligible. Speaking of, let's move on to the next phase. Here we are at the incoming transfer screen, and notice how many guys are willing to transfer. It's just ridiculous how many are wanting to. Now, this is part of the little transfer mod. This is the really cool part. There are a ton of kids. I didn't show you this earlier, but there are just, again, when you add up 3 to 4 kids that want to transfer out of every single program, that's going to give you a massive list of kids where a portion of them are going to come. And I was told that there's going to be about 8 to 10 every year that's going to be wanting to come to your school. So if you're a terrible program, like an FCS school just moved up, you want to accept every single one of these. Now, let's talk about the accept thing. I'm not going to touch it, but they're still kind of working on this. It's got one little small bug. It's best if you accept every one of them. If you hit deny, sometimes it bugs out and it'll still accept or it'll switch over. And I'm not going to show that to you because I don't want to redo this over again because I've been testing this stuff out. So it's in your best interest for those of you who are on the Next Mod or using this, but just go ahead and accept every one of them. And you're going to end up having to cut some of these anyways, because if you look at some of these kids, for example, Montario Hardesty, 82 overall halfback, I probably would take him anyways because he really fits what I like. And he's that one guy that I talked about earlier that I'd love to have in the program. Next up, here is a tight end. He is a balanced tight end, 74 speed, 76 overall, can catch really well, really big. I actually may want to accept that kid, but we can look at that later. But not all of these kids are super great. For example, here is a center from Tennessee, which is cool. Everybody knows I'm a Vol fan, but he's just a 72 overall. He would be kind of useless on my program. Next up, you got middle linebacker, Reggie Thomas. Now, this kid could be useful for us because we're kind of needing some help at middle linebacker. He's 6'5", 230, 84 speed. He's just a true sophomore, which is incredible. I would definitely take this kid. Then you got a 76 right outside linebacker, 6'3", 224, 76 overall. That actually looks pretty good, but he's like a redshirt senior, and honestly, he probably won't play for us next year because we already got a couple guys better than him anyways. Then you got an 80 overall at corner, 5'9", 168. This is Inky Johnson. Anybody knows who this is? He's a motivational speaker, really cool dude. We kind of need help at corner anyways. Then you got a 74 overall free safety. We technically don't need him. He's not going to out-compete Bale, nor probably the true freshman we picked up. Then you got a strong safety, just a 68 overall. I would never take the kid. He's not fast enough for me. I like his size, but he's just not talented enough. But when you back out, and this is a really weird, okay, there it went. So here again, here's a punter. I missed out on the punter. Here's a kid. We can look at him, 76 overall. Again, what I suggest you do for the few who use this, it's best to accept them all. Just go ahead and do it. I promise you, if you switch these around and go to deny, sometimes it reverses who's accepted, who's denied. So it's best if you're going to accept all of them, which means you're probably going to cut some kids, but that's okay. Just pretend like they came on and they realized they're just not good enough for your program and they could go somewhere else. But for this purpose, we're going to accept them all. And out of the 8 or 9 guys we got here, there are probably 3 of them that I would probably use. And we will deal with that when we get to the cutting phase of the video. All right, let's move on to the next phase. Now we are in the recruiting phase. Now let's talk about, again, notice I got 21 scholarships left because 21 plus the 4 that committed in the regular season gives you 25. You get 25 every year. So those 9 to 10 guys that we just picked up in the transfer portal do not affect this, which is really good. And you also got to remember, all those guys are immediately eligible, so it doesn't affect recruiting whatsoever, which is just, again, extremely nice. Now it says I got 63 kids on the roster, which we got rid of 4, which, yes, that makes sense. Now it's 63 right now. When you take out the 5 guys that we dropped in the transfer portal, then we picked up 8 or 9. So that comes out to 63 and 4, which means if I wanted to keep all of those transfers, I can barely go after 5 or 6 guys in the offseason, and that'll be it. But I know I'm going to cut a few of those those transfers. So I still want to get about 8 to 10 guys. That's about the number I'm going to go after. So first thing I want to look at is our pipelines. We still got Georgia as a pipeline. We got Florida and Texas. And that's really all I need. It would be cool to have like Arkansas or maybe Mississippi. Mississippi usually produces more talent than Arkansas. But otherwise, I mean, come on. Georgia, Texas, Florida, you can't do any better in terms of having pipelines. So the first thing we want to do is go to interested prospects. Now, okay, it doesn't shock me. We got a handful of 5-star kids interested in us. When you win the national title, people are going to be interested. But let's start off at the very top. Now, again, I'm only going to go after about 8 or 9 guys, so I got to be very careful here. So I probably won't go after any 3-star kids unless I just see somebody that's just really interesting. But let's start off with athlete. Here's one 4-star kid I want to look at. He's out of Texas, Antoine Finch. Now, this is another little thing my buddy told me he added, was they added more names to the list, which is pretty cool, more modern names and such. So you're not going to see a bunch of John Smiths on everybody, that type of thing, which is pretty cool. So back to this kid, 6'9", 314 pounds. He is a tackle. Either offense or defense, we don't know, but he's still worth going after. Again, he's a pipeline kid. I'm going to go ahead, and I'll go ahead and scout him. I'm curious to see what he's got. 470 and 690 on the squad. Yeah, I'm okay with just going ahead and just offering him a scholarship right now. The rest of these kids, I'm just not going to yet. We don't really need them, although I'm a big fan of going after athletes. Quarterback. So here's a JUCO quarterback that is interested. I'm not going to go after him because you got to remember, we don't need quarterbacks. We are good. And he's a JUCO kid. He's only going to be here for a couple of years. And Stuckey's going to be here for 2 years. So there's no point on getting this kid. So I'm not going to bother. Here's another 4-star kid out of Illinois. He looks the part. I mean, his arm looks incredible. But again, I just don't need him. I mean, we're just kind of okay at quarterback, so I'm not going to bother with quarterback in general. Let's go to halfback. Now, again, I want to get one really good dude. Like this kid out of Ohio looks really good, Elijah. I'm not going to say that last name. I can't pronounce that to save my life, but he seems really interested. Now, we can scout him and see what he's really good at. He's much faster than advertised. He's got really good hands. He is like an ideal fit. Really good. I would take this kid in a heartbeat. This would be the one I'd probably want out of the entire group. Now, we got a bunch of 4-star, like, look at all these 4-star halfbacks. Maybe there is a local kid. California, South Carolina, California, Texas, Oklahoma, Virginia, Idaho. Good for that kid. Texas. Oh, let's go up to, let's look at this kid from Texas. I'd like to keep it local if possible. Here's a 4.31, A- hands. He's not as strong, but he's a good, he looks like Larry Williams in a sense. Honestly, he could catch the ball, and he looks like to be probably a little bit faster. I'm not going to put a scholarship on him yet, though. I just need one halfback, but at least I scouted him. I don't mind scouting like this kid from Texas as well. 4.39, 585 on the squats. Here's another kid out of Katy, Texas. That's big-time football down there. I'm going to scout him. 4.41, A-. Again, all these guys look about the same for the most part. So I think that's as far as I'll go there. Halfback is not a big need for us, especially when we got one of those transfers, Montario Hardesty, who was a great running back at Tennessee. I'll talk about him a ton throughout the season, but we'll probably keep him. So I probably wasted my time going after those halfbacks. No big deal. Let's go look at fullback. I'd like to get 1 to 2. Here's a JUCO kid. I'm not going to bother. I don't mind going after a natural fullback. We don't need them to be very special. I just need him to be able to run the ball just a little, not run the ball, but be a little bit fast. Like here's a kid out of California. Here's a kid out of Texas. Like this kid right here is exactly what I need. 4.56. It looks like he can catch for his position. I like his size. I want to definitely put a scholarship on him for sure. The rest of these, I really don't want to waste my time on getting too many of these guys. Like I can look at this Texas kid. Yeah, he's too slow. That's not really what I'm needing. You really need some speed of fullback if you're going to use fullbacks at all to block, just so they can get ahead of your halfback. Sometimes your halfback can outrun a fullback, and this guy would probably get outran a lot. All right, let's move on to wide receiver. This is kind of a need for us. Here are 4-star kids. Now, I don't mind going across the country for them, but here is 2 Texas kids, Louisiana and North Carolina. Let's scout all 4. I don't mind going after JUCO kids if they fit the need. Here we got Luke Amos, 6'2", 204, 431, A+ hands. Local kid, yes. Let's put a scholarship on him. Next up, we got Cade Wallace out of Donna, Texas, 443, B+ hands. But look at his height, 6'8", Look at his vertical, 43.4. That's probably a 97-ish vertical. I mean, that guy can, like, dunk on a 12-foot rim. 6'8", 40. That's just incredible. I want that kid just for his height alone. So let's go ahead and put a scholarship on him. Next up, we got another Texas kid, 5'11", 172. Really small and really slow, but he's got incredible hands. I still want to take a chance on him just because of the hands. This is the most important. If you're going to throw the ball at all, get guys who can catch the ball. It makes a big deal because I get too many complaints from people saying their wide receivers are dropping balls left and right. The best thing I know to do is tell them, get good, better hands, and there's other things you could do, I guess. But we are going to offer him the scholarship. Now, let's look at this JUCO. 4.37, A+ hands. Again, I need about 2 to 3 guys here, so I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and put a scholarship on him. We'll do the program prestige. That's usually the most popular for these big kids. We'll do that, and I already don't remember if we had a transfer that we looked at that was on that list. He may be on the team as well. Again, I already forgot. But we're going to go after those 4, and I'm okay with that. I'm sure there's a couple of these 3-star kids that are really talented, but we just don't have time nor the space for it, honestly. The biggest thing is we don't have the space. Here's a 4-star tight end that's interested. I'm going to take a chance. 4.65 and B hands. I don't know. I wish his hands were better. He's got decent speed, but we already got it. Let me go back over here and look at our tight end situation. Try it here. Right, he's a true sophomore, so he's got at least 1 year left. We already got a couple. We got one kid right here who's got some speed to him. I don't know. I mean, I scouted him, but I'm not going to get super hard about going after him. If his hands were a lot better, I would go after him. Otherwise, I'm not super excited about the kid. All right, he's out of South Lake, though. I mean, that's a pretty good powerhouse program. Tackle. We lost our starter. We lost Daniel. So let's look at these 5 guys right here. How many points do I got left? I got 149, so I'm okay. This kid's out of North Carolina, kid out of Alabama, kid out of Michigan. I'll go ahead and scout him anyways. Texas, and we can look at the Washington kid. That's fine. I need to be careful. I'm about to run out of points. 460, 655. I love his size. I'm looking for this right here. I need somebody who's really strong. His squat went down badly. 7. This is what you need right here. This is it. 6'9", 350 pounds, 715 on the squat. This is the guy I want for sure. Let's keep going. 490, 695. That's really good. His weight is not the best, but he's out of Michigan, so I don't mind if I don't go after him. Kid out of Texas, 6'1", 339. Not the strongest, but I don't mind going after him. I can go ahead and put a scholarship on him. He could be a backup option. And this kid out of Washington, he looks the part, but it's not a big name that's so far away, so I'm okay with not going after him. If he was like really special, I'd probably take a chance. All right, let me look at these 2 5-star guards. We really don't need a guard, but I don't mind at least taking a chance. Now, this guy's too small. He's arguably the best guard in the country. He's only 261. That's kind of goofy. I'm not going to bother. This kid's only 6'4", 280. I'm not going to bother. That's not big enough for me. I mean, is he strong enough? He's not bad. I'm not ready to put a scholarship on him yet. Again, we only got like 8 or 9 spots to fill, and I don't want to cut 100 players. You look at center, we really don't need anybody here, but I just want to look, see what we're dealing with. Like, here's a kid that's got 755 on the squat. Let me just take a look at him. 695, that's still pretty solid. Now, again, those modern names, you're going to see something kind of goofy here. Shamin Nishigaya. I'm the least racial person on earth, but that is not a name you'd give to that kid, if you know what I'm saying. But I think that's kind of funny when you see stuff like that. It's kind of hard to put in brand new names in a game and tell that game where to put those names. So either way, I think that's really funny. All right, but I'm probably not going to go after this kid. We don't technically need him, but I just wanted to make sure. If he was a 755 on the squad, I probably would have took him. Let's go defensive end. We don't... These guys, you know me, these guys don't make really good defensive ends, linebackers do. So I'm not going to bother. Let's just move on. Now, this is kind of hurtful. Defensive tackle is not really looking good. I kind of wanted an extra body here. Now, we got one transfer, I think, it's a defensive tackle that I think we will probably keep. Again, I already forgot. I should have took a picture of it. Let's look at this 2-star kid. He's too small, and he's just not talented enough. I'm not going to bother. Outside linebacker, nobody's interested. That's fine. Middle linebacker, we kind of need to pay attention to this. We need some help here. Let's just look. Pennsylvania, Louisiana, California, Texas, California. Let me look at this Louisiana kid. 4'6", A+, 6'2", 234. I would probably go after him just because he's close. We probably got a good chance to get him. And he could be a future defensive end if need be. Let's look at this kid out of Texas. 6'5", 237. Yes. This kid is everything we'd want and more. I'm not going to scout the other. I mean, we can do that, but I think we're going to be okay without him. I'm going to move on. Corner. Yes, please let me get this kid. Is he halfway fast? Yes, 6'4", 195. Runs a 4.29. Just every bit. This is what I want in a corner. And then we're going to try our best to get that kid. Let's move on. Here's a 3-star kid. I don't mind taking a chance if he's got the essentials, the attributes. He's tall enough, but he's not fast enough. I'm okay with not going after him. He's local. But I'm okay with not going after him. I'd rather have quality over quantity. Let's move on. Free safety, we really don't need anybody here. We can, I mean, they're 3-star kids. I mean, if you're super fast or tall, like here's a 6'3" and a 6'4" kid. Let me just scout them and see. 4.56, that's not fast enough. 4.48, that's okay, that's better. But he's not very smart. Honestly, he's probably like a 74 overall, and he'll probably never see the field. Because we got Bale there, we got that freshman coming in. But I just wanted to make sure. You just never know when you scout some of these kids what they got. So I'm okay there. Strong safety, we really don't. We're fine there, and I think with one of those transfers, we could be, we'll probably stay on the team maybe. We'll see. Kicker, this is important, but we don't have it. It's just really weird. There's not a single kicker that's kind of interested that's really good. Here's a 3-star that's interested. I guess this is the kid we're going to go after. Vermont, 5'11", 185. That's really weird. I figure I'd see a whole lot better crop of kickers on the interested, but I guess they're not. Oh, well, these 2-star kids, are any of them local? Like, here's a Texas kid that's not very good. Virginia, West Virginia. Here's Louisiana, but we know he's probably not going to be very good. Yeah, the C on the accuracy. I'm not going to, I guess that's the only one we're going to go after for now. Maybe we can find one in the week 2 section. Punter, we don't really need a punter. We're good here. We got the one good punter, and we got one that is transferred in that we'll probably maybe move over to kicker. So I'm not going to bother with this kid. I think we're going to be fine. I mean, I can scout him. He's got a C accuracy. I bet it ain't going to go up a whole lot. Plus, he's a sporadic. Those guys tend to be kind of off-kilter with some of their either their power or their accuracy. So I'm not going to bother there. So we got a total of 48 points, which means I'm okay with going ahead to current targets and dumping the rest of these points on these kids we got remaining. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do like 8 here. We're going to do like 8 across the board until we run out of spots. Okay, we got 8 there. We'll do 8. We'll do 8. We'll do 8. And we're about to run out really quick. We'll do 8 here. We'll do 8 here. And now we're down to 4. We can do 4 here. We got 2 points left. And there it is. We're going to do 4 for that kid right there. So we are down to 0 points. So next up, what we got, I'm going to do, let me click that again, make sure I done it correctly. Yes. No, we didn't do it, apparently. Yes, 0 points. There it is. Okay. Next up, we're going to head into the next week of recruiting. So we're going to go ahead and head into the next week, and maybe we get lucky with a commitment or 2 in week 1. So this is interesting. I rarely, if ever, get commitments in week 1. But we did. We got a 4-star wide receiver, the local kid, Luke Amos. Really nice. And we picked up that big athlete, 6'9", 314. Very good chance he'll be probably a right tackle. He may be able to play defensive tackle. We'll find out in the position changes. But really excited about him. But guess what? There's a 4-star tackle right there. So we are good at the tackle spot. Very good chance this may be our starting right tackle next year, depending on how talented he is. But look how big these dudes are. Just insane. So that's a good pickup. So I will probably check off the tackle position. Wide receiver, we need 2 more. And I think that's all I'm going to check off for now. So what we're going to do is head over to current targets. And let's scout or recruit the rest of these guys. All right, the number 1 halfback in the country wants to come. It makes complete sense. We just had the Heisman winner as a halfback. And he's coming back. So why wouldn't any other halfback not want to come here? So it's just obvious that this kid would probably be interested. So we're going to go ahead and do the max points on him. I'm going to go ahead and just do it now because we really want the kid. Next up, cornerback, Keelan Milton. Let me see where are we going up or down for any of these kids? Looks like we're going up or staying the same, which is a good thing. So let's go back to that corner. Let's just go ahead and do Coach Prestige for now. That's usually the second most popular. Next up, we got middle linebacker Zeke Berry, which is a great name. We'll do Coach Prestige for now. Next up, we got middle linebacker. Let's go Coach Prestige. Program Prestige. There you go. Fullback Jordan Mooney. I'm going to look at his stats just to make sure. Yes, this is the kid that fits exactly what we want. We're going to do is send the house. Next up, tackle. We're kind of done at tackle, so I may just withdraw the offer because, again, we don't have a whole lot of spots left, so I'm going to just drop him. Wide receiver, positive pitch. Yes, we need about 2 more guys, so I'm going to do a max there. Next up, wide receiver. I'm still going to go after a couple of these kids until we get a couple more commitments. Another wide receiver, Cade Wallace. We'll do a Coach Prestige here. Next up, we got a kicker, the one kicker that's halfway decent that's interested, again, which is really weird. Then that is it. Do we have anybody commit elsewhere? Not yet. So we are in good shape for that. So we have a total of 97 points. I'm going to use most of those points on the Week 2 kids. So let's go back to all prospects. And from here, I got to be very selective. We're going to go after the 5-star kids, guys like this. We're not in their top 5, but they got upset that we didn't recruit them. So look at all these 4-star athletes that could probably do really good in my school. But let's check out this top, arguably the best athlete in the country, Fred Jeffrey. 6'2", 195. We can scout him just to show him some love. So let's write these names down. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and do athlete F. Jeffrey. We'd love to have him. 4'3", 8+ hands. Is he a wide receiver? Probably. It'd be great if he could probably play safety maybe or corner. I don't know. We'll find out, but I'm really excited to get that kid. From there, I'm going to wait because we're already running out of points. As we're down to 91. Let's just go to each position first and we can come back and look at like 4 stars. Quarterback, again, here are 2 4-star quarterbacks. I could go get one, but I don't really, just don't really need one. We're good there. We are. I mean, Stuckey's just a true sophomore next year. He's going to be starting quarterback for 2 more years, so I can wait another year or 2 years for the next kid. So we got other fish to fry. Halfback, we're already going after one dude. I'm okay with that. Here's a 4-star kid, 6 feet, 221, Dallas Ryan. That's a really good name. I can scout him to see what he looks like. Looks like he's pretty strong. 4'6", not bad. I'll go ahead and write the name down. That's okay. Even though it's not a big need, we're going to go Dallas Ryan. Next up, fullback. We are already going after one. Here are a couple of the kids we looked at that we didn't care for, so I'm okay with everything there. Wide receiver. Here is a 5-star kid that got a local kid. Louisiana. 4'2", let's scout him. 4'3", 8+ hands. That's the biggest thing. He looks like a Cooper, honestly, to me, so I'm going to write him down. Wide receiver, B. Schaffer. There's a Schaefer. I guess it could be Schaefer or Schaffer. I'm not really sure. We'll definitely go after him. Tight end, we looking here. Looks like this 4-star kid would be interested. 6'7", 230 JUCO. But we don't need him. We got bodies there. We could probably get ready for the next guy, I guess. Like, we can look at it. This guy probably not fast enough. I mean, I'm not going to. I want a younger guy. For example, this kid right here, 4-star local product. Let's look at him. Rock. Awesome name, Rock Jones. 6'7", 220, 4'6", B+. That's probably the least worth going after. Let me at least write the name down. Just a great name, Rock Jones. All right, next up we have tackle. We are already good at tackle. I'm not going to get any more. Guard, we didn't like either one of those guys. Here is a 5-star kid. Hopefully he's big. 6'3", 315 out of Pennsylvania. I mean, I could take a chance on him, but we're kind of okay at guard. We already got 6 dudes there. None of them are awesome, but we got bodies at least. Let me at least look at this kid. 6'95", 460. That's not bad. I'll go ahead and write his name down. Guard, Maurice Stewart. Okay, next up we have, let's go to center. I'm okay with, again, we got Profine here. And I'm already going after, I'm not going after any centers. The only one I seem to care about, was it this kid? Did I even scout the kid? I don't even think I did. I'm okay there. I can move a guard to center if needed, but we honestly don't need to. So let's move on. Defensive ends. I wish a natural defensive end was interested, but just not this year. They're just not for whatever reason. So let's move on. Oh, that was a 4-star kid. Let's look at him. JUCO, I'm not going to bother. He's probably too slow as well. 4.84. Probably, if he even done well, it'd probably like a 4.7 something. So let's just move on. Defensive tackle. Here is a 4-star kid. Please be big. 6'4", 295 out of Texas. I don't mind taking a chance on him if he's willing to put me in their top 5. Let's put Tristan, which is a great name, Anderson. Write that name down. Next up, we have, that's probably as far as I'll go. Yeah, I'm not going to go any farther. Outside linebacker, we're kind of good here. I think we got one of those transfers that may stick on the team. Middle linebacker, we're already going after 2 of them. And I'm just looking for any other high-profile dudes that got upset that we didn't go after them. Like, here's a kid out of North Carolina, 5'11", 237. Runs a 4.43. Wow, that is super fast. And he's very smart. Let me go put his name down. I think it's in our best interest. MLB, and is Miles Wilcox. That's a great name. Put him down there. I'm not going to go any below. That kid was already interested. Here's another 4-star kid out of Florida. 6'2", 232. You got to think we're kind of recruiting for 2 positions. Runs a 4.6, is pretty smart, and he's a pipeline kid, so let's just go put middle linebacker. Dallin All. Incredible. I love these names. So we'll do that. Let's move on. Corner. I'd like to get lucky here and find somebody who's really interested besides that kid we're going after. I'm not seeing it. Just not. We're getting unlucky on the cornerback front. There's always one position every dynasty, and it changes every time. There's always one position you're just going to struggle with. And I guess this dynasty has been corner. 6 feet, 208. Here's a kid out of Tennessee. Free safety. If he's super fast, I'll go after him. 4.31 A+. I'm going to write his name down. That's good enough. I wish he was a little bit taller, but the speed's more important. Spraggins, that's another good name. 4.31 smart. Yes, let's just go ahead and put the name down. All right, now we're down to the 3-star. 4-star, okay, strong safety. Here's a kid out of Texas. I'm going to at least look at him. 4.48 A+. I don't mind putting him down as well. And let's go ahead and do, what's his name? Cameron Jackson. That's a good one to at least check in on. We got 43 points left. Let's go on. Let's go kicker. Okay, good deal. Here are 2 4-star kids that we need to recruit. Here's a California kid and an Alabama kid. So here is the kid we need right here. 6'2", 194, Bruce Simmons, A+. Then you got this kid out of California, A+, A-. I'm going to put both of them down. I think it's our best interest to do so. So Baker and the one up here, Bruce Simmons. This is the one I want more than the rest. So that's what we'll go with there. Punter, we don't really need anybody. Looks like yeah, I think we're good there. So we got, what, a handful of points left. So let's go back up to current targets. We've already maxed out anybody that's already has a positive pitch. I'm pretty sure. So let's just go ahead. Let me just make sure that's correct. That's why I've done that earlier. This is a new habit I'm creating. Just go ahead and maxing out those guys' points for the ones who got a positive pitch. Just want to make sure one more time. It ain't going to hurt to check. Looks like that's correct. Let's go back up to the very top. Let's look at this corner. Let's put like 8 points on him. We could put like 8 points on this kid. We could put like 8 points on him. We've maxed him out. We've maxed him out. We could put 8 points on this kid. Now we're down to 6 points. We could do 4 there. Then we could do 4 here. Then we got 2 points left, and we really can't put them anywhere else, can we? We probably can if we done. No, we can't do that. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Maxed out there. Maxed out there. Can't do that. Can't do that either. Maxed out 8. I could probably finagle, move these guys around, but I'm not worried about 2 measly points, so I think we're going to be fine. All right, let's move on to the next week, and hopefully we can pick up a commitment or 2. All right, good deal. We got a JUCO wide receiver, the one I was willing to take a chance on. We got another fullback, so I'm going to go ahead and just probably mark that one off. And middle linebacker, that's good. We need about a couple more there. So let's move on to current targets. Let's just look at these again. The halfback, he's just not ready to commit yet for whatever reason, but at least we got a positive pitch. Next up, middle linebacker Zeke Berry. We don't know what he likes yet, so let's just pick something else for him. Let's go do location for him, so that's local. Let's try that. Next up, wide receiver Robert Freelo, which is really great, and Coach Prestige worked out. So I'm going to max it out for him. Wide receiver Cade Wallace. We're probably going to overload on some of these receivers if we're not careful. Kicker, we still don't know what this kid is into yet. Probably we'll do playing time, I guess, for him. And that is it for those. Looks like we got this corner. Dang it, that's the one I really wanted. Ended up going to Georgia, so let's just take him off the list. So corner is still kind of an issue. I kind of want to get somebody there. So we are down to these 6 guys, or 5 guys. So let's go to interested prospects and look at these athletes. That's all we got left. Look at the week 2 guys, I'm sorry. So the first one is an athlete, Fred Jeffrey. He is not on the list yet. We will come back to him. Halfback, Ryan. Dallas Ryan. He is not on the list. Unless I missed something. I don't see him on here. So we didn't make it on his top 5 yet. Wide receiver, another one was Schaefer. He's not on the list. Not yet. All right, let's move on to the next one. Tight end, Jones. There he is, Rock Jones. I'm going to go ahead and put a scholarship on him. I think he's going to be a good one for us. And we can redshirt him, and he don't have to start anytime soon. So let's go ahead and do that. Next up, we got a guard that I really liked, and Stewart. There he is, the 5-star, 6'3", 315, and he likes a pitch. Good deal. Let's just go after him. I'm going to go ahead and just mark these down. There and there. Next up is a defensive tackle. Anderson. He's not on, wrong one. He's not on the list, apparently. Next up, 2 middle linebackers. One of them is Wilcox, and the other one is All. I don't see Wilcox, but there is All out of Florida. I like his size. He could be a future defensive end down the road. And he's really strong, 6'90" on the squat, which is pretty ridiculous. So let's go ahead and just put a scholarship on him. And next up, we got a free safety. This kid right here is Spraggins. This is him, right? Yep, 6 feet, 208. I'm going to go ahead and put a scholarship on him. We just don't know what he likes yet. And last but not least, the Jackson kid. And it looks like he's not on the list. And we got, how many points left? Let's go to current targets. And we got 65 points. So let's just go ahead and max out. Oh, let's go put 8 points on the remainder of these guys. Until we, let's do 15 for this kid. It's fine. We can do 8 there. We can do 8 here. And I'll probably have to go up and fix some of these later. 8 there already. Looks like we can add even more points to some of these kids. Let's look at this kid. We've maxed out there. We can put 8 points here. And we can do this kicker. It's just the one that's out of Vermont. I'm going to do 8 there. One of those kickers? I already forgot. I forgot to look. I'm glad I thought of that. Let's go back to kicker. No, they didn't make the list. Simmons and Baker. Neither one made on the list as yet. So I'm glad I checked that. I about forgot it. Let's go back to that one kicker. And that was it. So that was the last one we put some points on. So let's go ahead and max out the remainder of these 20 points if we can. Let me see. Let's go. I've maxed that out. Max that out. We can do 16 here. We can take this out, put 16 there. Tight end, Rock Jones. I guess we'll leave it at 8. That's fine. Max that out. I can't max that out. Can't max that out. And that's all we got. So we got 4 points that we just can't really put anywhere, honestly. I mean, I can if I wanted to. Like, for example, I could probably go... That leaves it down to 4. That gives it 10. I could probably do that. Then I want to change that. And if I go up to, for example, like this tight end, that opens that up. Which one do I really need? Like this free safety, I probably can't do that. Maurice Stewart, we could go ahead and probably do this for tight end. That's fine. We can max that out. Now it gets us down to 3 points. I don't know if I could put them anywhere, which is fine. I think we got plenty of kids as is. All right, let's move on to the next week. And there you go. 5-star halfback Elijah. I'm not going to say the last name. We're going to have to come up with a nickname for this kid. We're really glad to have him. And we picked up that 5-star guard. So 2 5-star kids, which you can't go wrong with that. So I'm going to mark off guard. We can mark off the halfback. And now let's just move on. I don't want to move on to next week. We're going to move on to current targets and see what we got left. Let's go and check. Looks like Spraggins is going to Tennessee. I really wanted him. And here's the tight end going to Miami. And that is it. So we already got 63 plus 12. That means we got 15 guys. That's 5 extra, and we're probably going to cut several of those transfers. So let me just... How many middle linebackers have we gotten? We got 1 committed. I think that was in the regular season too, and I needed a couple more, so that's important. So I'm going to keep going after these 2 kids. We just don't know what they like, unfortunately. We know what this kid likes. That's good. I'm going to go after him. The wide receiver, we got 2 committed, so we got 6. We probably don't need these other 2, but this guy really looks, I mean, he's small and he's slow, but he's got great hands and he got a positive pitch. We probably need to go after him. This wide receiver here, I'm going to draw that offer. I think I'm okay with not going after him. And last but not least, this kicker. What's Vermont? What's he into? Coaching style? We can try that, I guess. So now we only got these 4 guys to look at, but we still got some points to kill, and we still got a couple of week 2 guys that may be interested again. So let's go back to athlete. That kid's still not on there, the Jeffrey kid. I wanted him badly. He just not, looks like he's just not willing to come. I'm going to get rid of the Ryan kid, the halfback, if he's even on here. Looks like he's not on there. The tight end we took care of. Stewart we took care of. Well, what about that defensive tackle? Here he is, the Anderson kid. There he is. You got to wait. Sometimes it takes to week 3 to go after him. But I think I'm going to take a chance on this kid. We'll put a scholarship on him. I'll check that off there. And we're already going after a couple middle linebackers like Wilcox. We're already going after all. There's the Wilcox kid right there. Kid out of North Carolina. We need some bodies, and none of these middle linebackers are committing yet, so I'm going to go ahead and put him on scholarship. We'll do that. Next up, Spraggins. We can check him off. He didn't want to come. Let's look at that strong safety. Jackson went to Texas A&M, unfortunately, so I can mark him off. That was worth a shot. Next up, we have kicker. There he is, Simmons. That's what we need. Please, yes, positive pitch, yes. Send the house, send everything. Give him a $1,800 million. Not for a kicker, but you know what I'm saying. We really need this kid. Awesome. So that's it. That is it for the recruiting. So I just need to fill out the rest of my points. So let's go back to recruiting targets. Let's max out whoever we need to max out. Let me just check the pod. Yeah, we maxed him out. We maxed him out. We maxed him out. And that kicker, we haven't maxed that out yet. So let's go back up to, arguably, which one do we want to max out between these 2 guys? We got 2 middle linebackers. Which one's better? 5'11", 237, runs a 4.43, and he's really smart. Then you got this 4'6", 6'2", 234 out of Louisiana, local kid. All right, let's just do max out for this kid. And let's do 15 for him. That gets us down to 4 really quick. Really quick. Defensive tackle, we could do 2 points there. And then we max that guy out. Boom. There we go. We got it down to 0. Good deal. So we've maxed out all of our points. Do you want to change recruiting option for this player? I do. Just want to make sure it's correct. And it is. All right. Let's move on to the next week. Let's see if we can get a couple more commitments. And there you go. Middle linebacker, Dallin All. That's another one we need. That may be enough middle linebackers. I think that's 2 committed. I kind of wanted maybe a third. But maybe for this small class, that's probably going to be good enough. Then we got Bruce Simmons, the kicker. This is the kid that is what we need, just to say the least. So let's go to our current targets. And these 4 that are left, I'm going to withdraw the offer from this kicker here. We don't need him. Now we got a middle linebacker, and a wide receiver. How are we doing a middle wide receiver? We got 2 committed already. We can go after him. And we got a 14. So I did that correctly. I got exactly 10 commitments in the offseason, plus the 4 in the regular season. So I could stop there, and there won't be a ton of cutting. We got all those transfers. We're probably going to cut quite a few of those. But I think I'm going to... I kind of want to... let's see. We got him maxed out there. We don't there. I'm going to withdraw from him. I'm okay with that. And for this wide receiver, let's just max out all 2 of these kids. That's fine. Let's just do that. And if we get both of them, that would be great. So we maxed out him, and we maxed out the other guy. So now we're just down to 2 players. Let's see if we can get the commitment of either one. So this is the last part of recruiting. So let's see what the final results will be. And it looks like we picked up another middle linebacker, which we kind of needed. I kind of wanted 3 all along, and there is our third one, Miles Wilcox out of North Carolina. And that's it for recruiting. We can look at the signings. We picked up a total of, can we go back and look at that, what the total is? I'm not going to count it. We can look at that later. Either way, starting off with athlete. This is a big kid that's probably going to play offensive tackle or defensive tackle. Really excited about him. No halfback. We picked up one really good halfback, arguably the best halfback in the country. And he may not even play much this year. We'll just see. Then you got one fullback. I'm happy with that. Jordan Mooney out of Texas. Really fits what I'm liking at a fullback position for this offense at least. We got 2 wide receivers. That's fine. That's what I put down. I wanted 2 to 3. Looks like we're going to get 2. One of them is the JUCO kid in North Carolina and a local kid out of Louisiana, Luke Amos. No tight end. That one kid ended up going, Miami, I think, that we was going after. A 4-star tackle. This is the guy I wanted. He's a local kid, Alabama. That's close enough. 6'9", 350, super strong. I mean, this is that perfect type tackle that you're looking for. I don't care what type of offense you're running. Let's go to guard. 5-star guard. Just a great pickup there. Really excited about him, Maurice Stewart. Then we got no defensive tackles. That's actually kind of worrisome. I thought we had a chance on one of them, but we didn't. We did get one of those guys to commit or to we convinced that guy to come back, I think. So we may be okay there, but that's going to be a big need for us next year. Outside linebacker, 4-star kid. This is the kid we picked up in the regular season, if I'm not mistaken. Then we got 3 middle linebackers. Really excited about all 3 of these guys. All 3 can technically play defensive end if needed, but at least we got some depth both at middle linebacker and at defensive end. Now we got corner. We got 1 kid. That's the kid we picked up in the regular season. I kind of wanted another one, but that's okay. Free safety. This is a kid we picked up in the regular season. Excited about him. I think he's going to do some good things for us. And another regular season kid, Aaron Barnhart. So let's go to top classes. Looks like we finished number 11 in the country, which actually is really good when you look at the amount of kids we actually picked up. Again, I didn't need a humongous class here. Plus, we got all those transfers we got to sort through. So I'm perfectly happy with what we picked up, being at 11th in the country. Can't beat that. Everything else looks okay to me, so let's just move on to the next phase. Next up, we got position change. This is super important. You've got to remember, we accepted all of those transfers, and that was mainly because that deny, accept, mini bug, it's just easier if you just accept them all, and you can cut and do what you got to later. But let's start off with quarterback. Now, we got 78 total players. We're going to have to cut 8 guys eventually, but that's not the time for it. We got to look and see if we got to move some guys around. First off, quarterback, we don't need to move anybody here. We're in good shape. Hopefully, training will really boost up a lot of these kids. Halfback, we picked up Montario Hardesty. That's the transfer from Tennessee. Really excited about him. And let me just make sure. Wallace Thompson, if I'm not mistaken, or which one is it? Jeff Freeman. Did we pick up I should have took a picture of those transfers we picked up. But we'll look at that a little bit later. But halfback, in terms of new guys, Hardesty, he's probably going to stay on the team more than likely. Here's the big true freshman. 80 overall. Really excited about this kid. By far the fastest on the unit. And really excited about that. Then you got fullback. We picked up the true freshman, Jordan Mooney. He's our future fullback for a while. Then you got wide receiver. We picked up, wow, look at that kid, true freshman, Luke Amos, 84 overall, 92 speed. An amazing pickup. Good job, Al. 88 on the catch. That's as good as a wide receiver as I've gone in a while, just in terms of pure true freshman raw talent. Really good. Now, I think we picked up another kid, Eli Collins, this kid right here. I think he was a transfer. We may end up having to do something with him later. We'll see. Tight end, we didn't pick up anybody here except a transfer, if I'm not mistaken. Is it Garcia? I think this is the kid. I'm pretty sure this is him. Tim Garcia, 74 speed. He's going to be here for a couple of years. That's not a bad pickup. We just got a lot of tight ends, so we got to figure out what to do there. Tackle, we picked up this kid right here, Bernardo Presley. True freshman, 6'9", 350, 76 overall. I kind of wish that was a little bit higher. So it's not looking all that great at tackle. So we're going to be kind of weak at right tackle, but looks like he's probably going to start for us this year. Then he got guard. We picked up a 5-star kid, if I'm not mistaken. And one of these kids is probably a transfer we may end up having to cut. Again, I should have took a picture of that list of transfers. I can go back and look at that later. But Maurice Stewart, this is the big 5-star freshman, 78 overall. That is great to see there. We may end up having to cut a couple guys there later. Center, did we pick up a transfer here? I think all 4 of these guys came back. We didn't pick up any new guys. Defensive end, we're going to have to put a couple guys down here from the linebacker position. Defensive tackle, we didn't pick up anybody, and this is a little worrisome. This is a very important position for us for next season. We got too many seniors and not enough freshmen. Hopefully that athlete we're going to look at can move over here, and hopefully he can fit that spot. We'll see. Outside linebacker, we got a bunch of dudes here, and I think a couple of these guys, or at least one of them, is a transfer. I think the Lindsay kid is a transfer, redshirt senior. Stamper is definitely coming back. I'm pretty sure Lindsay is. But Murray, look at this kid, 76 overall. That's good for an outside linebacker, true freshman. Really like that. The rest of these, I think that was it. We go to middle linebacker, a ton of middle linebackers, but at least we have future defensive ends if needed. Everybody's like 230 plus. Look at the speed on some of these kids. Just really good. I think we picked up Wyckoff, if I'm not mistaken. No, he's a true freshman. True freshman, sophomore, Reggie Thomas. I think he's a new one. This is him right here. This is the kid. He's a transfer. I wish it would show where he came from. Does it show? It shows his stats. It just didn't show where he came from. Again, I can go back and look at the video later. Either way, we'll back out of there. So we got a ton of good middle linebackers. We don't need to move anybody. Now, one thing I need to do, I just forgot about this. I need to look right tackle, left, right, left. We could go do something like that. Right guard, left guard. Who's going to be our starter at left? Right. We could do left there. We can go like left here. I just forgot to do this. I think all that looks good there. It's so easy for me to forget to do that. Bunch of left and right ends, defensive tackles. We need to find a couple dudes to go down the defensive end. For example, a couple of these middle linebackers, we need an older guy like Reggie Thomas. Could probably play defensive end for us if needed. True freshman. Here's a junior, Mike Charles. He's only got a 74 strength. He's got 84 speed. We'll at least take one of them down there. I will probably take Thomas. I hope this works. He's not a true freshman, so I think it's going to work out okay. But he's a true sophomore, freshman, junior. We just got some good dudes here. I'm looking at strength. Strength's kind of a big deal for me for playing defensive end, and if you got some speed. This guy looks like he's got the best combination of all of them, and I like his height as well. So I think I'm going to put him over at, like, right end. Let's go back to defensive end. Thomas, we can put him at left. That's fine. And we'll do that. I'm going to leave the rest of middle linebacker. Corner, Inky Johnson, transfer from Tennessee. Sanders is back. Givens is back. Lumar's back. Penley, true freshman, just a 70. That's not very good. At least he's tall. And he's the fastest of the bunch, outside of Givens, of course. And Cedric Jackson, I think he was already on the team. Kind of a weakness of the group, but I think we're going to be okay. But we're definitely going to keep Inky. We got to. Free safety, 78, 76, 74. This is the true freshman. Bale started last year, and Joe Hughes is a transfer. So we may end up we'll probably cut this kid just because he's the worst of the two. I don't know. We'll figure out something. I kind of want to keep him a redshirt Luhrmann just so Bale can start another year. We'll figure that out a little bit later. Strong safety, we got a couple of dudes and some bad ones. I'm pretty sure Zach Harrison was a transfer. I like his size. Yes, I'm pretty sure he was a transfer. Barnhart, the true freshman. That's not a good pickup, unfortunately. You just don't know what you're going to get with some of these kids. So we're kind of hurting there as well. We got nobody to move over. Like, these guys just drop kind of badly when you go over to strong safety. 68. Say all these guys just kind of go over. Like, even move Inky over the... Yeah, it's just not very good. So I guess we're going to leave it as is. Again, we just can't move anybody over. 78 to 72. That's too big of a drop-off. Same with Bale. It is what it is, I'm afraid. All right, kicker. True freshman kicker. Good deal. Bruce Simmons. He's our starter for the next 4 years. Then you got punter. This is a transfer. 76 overall. That's not bad. We'll have to cut one of these guys, I'm afraid, though. One's a sophomore. The other one's a redshirt sophomore. we'll probably end up cutting this kid because, well, he's a punter. I cancel. He's got the kick power. I don't know. It's going to be kind of tough. We'll probably cut one of them, though. Athlete. All right. This kid is either going to play offensive tackle, 76. He can play a guard, which is interesting, at 78. Could play center at 78. I'd love for him to play defensive tackle, 72. That's not all that great. Can he play safety? No, he can't play safety. So we can look. When it comes to tackle, what was he, a 78? We can probably put him here. He can play guard at 78, but we got a ton of guards, and we got a bunch of 78 dudes. So that's not going to help. We can put him at center, but we got a guy who's just as good as he is right there, and he's going to get a big boost in training. Defensive tackle, do we have to put him here? His strength is an 80. Let me look at his athlete strength. 87 on the strength. His awareness is the reason why he doesn't look good at defensive tackle, but it's super hard to find a defensive tackle that strong and that big. I'm okay with going ahead and putting him at defensive tackle because, again, at tackle, offensive tackle, we're okay. We got a sophomore and a true freshman. These guys are going to be our starters for a while. So let's just go ahead and put this big behemoth at defensive tackle. I know it's a 72, but that's just because of the awareness. I need somebody who can push some guys around, and this guy definitely can right here. So I think, again, he's right there up with some of these stronger upperclassmen. I think that's a good move long term. We can still redshirt him, and I think we're good to go. All right, let's move on to the next phase. Training results. We should get a pretty good boost across the board for some of these kids because we put half of our points into training. So what we're going to do is we're going to sort the column by the best of the bunch. We'll go position by position. Looks like Stuckey and Stewart got 4 and 6. That's really good. Good to see a boost by a lot of these kids. Look at this redshirt freshman in George Stewart. He's a pocket passer, but he has the best arm of the bunch. So I'm really excited to see him play eventually down the line. We'll see. Halfback, looks like Williams got a +5. Now he's an 89 overall. Really good pickup. Hardesty, again, a transfer, immediately eligible as part of the training process. He's now at an 84. So we are in really good shape at halfback for a while. Fullback, Tuyo, more than likely going to be our starter because he's the older one of the bunch. He got a 2+ on the training. A bunch of receivers went up 4, which is good. I'll take that. Tight end, bunch of 2s, 3s, and 4s. But look at Wright. He is now a 91 overall. Insane. Then we got tackle. Russell went up 5. Excellent. A couple other guys went up 4. This is left tackle. And now you got left guard, 2 and 4. Jones. Looks like he's going to be our starting left guard. You got center, 4 and 6 and 6 and 3. Good pickup there. I mean, good training for that group. Right guard, 2 and 8 and 2. Really good there. Right tackle, Kurt Johnson. Wow, he went up 8. Now he's a 78 overall, so we got a bit of a battle at right tackle. Defensive end, we moved over. Who do we move over? Thomas, there you go. Now he's at a 94 overall. I think a few people probably think this is cheating, but it's really not. It's just that linebackers are built better to play defensive end. It's not like he got a boost in anything. It's just that he's just so much stronger than any natural defensive end out there. So now we got just a massive individual here that his awareness is still terrible, but his strength is just so good. That's just the way the computer and the numbers work for defensive ends. So this guy is probably going to be an All-American for us if he plays well. Right end, 3 and 4 for these two guys. Let's see, defensive tackle, everybody went up a few. All these guys are older. True freshman, or the redshirt freshman, went up a couple. Outside linebacker, 6 and 4. Carlson, looks like he'll probably be our starting left outside linebacker. Middle linebacker, Smith, definitely our starter there. And Stamper went up 4. He's now at 88. You look at corner, Inky Johnson went up 5. Definitely he's going to start for us. I wish he was taller, but that's okay. Everybody else just went up 2 and 4. You look at free safety, we got 6 for Bale. That is really good. Good for him. He deserves it. He had a good season for us last year. Then you go to strong safety. Everybody went up 3 and 4. Holden is definitely going to be our starter. Kicker, we don't have anybody because we got a true freshman. And punter, we got 2 guys went up all to 82. So who do you stick with? I'll probably stick with the guy we recruited. This is the transfer unless we keep him and we can figure out something. We don't need them, so we'll probably have to cut one of them. So that is it for training. Let's move on to cutting players. We have a total of 78 players. We need to cut 8 to get down to 70. And those 8 is a lot of those transfers that we all accepted at the beginning. Now we're probably going to cut probably half of those and a few other guys as well. So let's cut 8 guys. Let's start off with quarterback. We will probably, who do we absolutely have to cut? We could probably, I don't want to cut any of them. Honestly, I like keeping quarter. If one goes down, you just got to get the next guy up. It's just scary. Let's just move on. We got a bunch of halfbacks. I will probably cut this kid right here, Max Kowick. It's just a 72 overall, very slow. We'll just go ahead and cut him. I think we'll be fine there. There's Montario Hardesty. He chose number 34. Pretty cool. We're going to do that for now. Next up, let's look at fullback. We're not cutting either one of those two. Wide receiver, we can't cut any of these. We got 6. I kind of wanted 7. I don't mind probably cutting this kid, but I'm not going to just yet. Tight end, we probably need to cut a couple of guys here. I hate to do it. We can't cut right. Garcia, he is a block. No, he can run a little bit. This guy can run. This guy can run. We'll probably cut this kid right here. He's strong. He's a blocking tight end. Redshirt sophomore. Let's just go ahead and cut him. Tackle, I love having 5. We'll keep that. Guard, we probably need to cut a couple guys. Redshirt freshman, redshirt freshman, redshirt freshman. Here's a redshirt senior. Oh, what do? Let's go with the strongest dudes. Let's go over to like run block. 84, 89, 90, 89. I need to keep the biggest dudes. They're all got, we've got to keep this kid. He's got the best run block and he's the biggest. He's a big one. He's decent. Gosh, I guess we have to cut this kid right here. I hate to do it. This guy's a true freshman. We'll cut Danny Johnson. I hate to do it, but we'll do it. Let's move on. Center, we probably need to cut somebody here. Here's a redshirt freshman that will never play. He's a 68. Let's just cut ties there. Defensive end, I'm not cutting any of them. Defensive tackle, I'm not cutting any of them. Outside linebacker, we probably need to cut somebody. Now, how many do I got left? Let's go back and look. Let's go back to the all page. 70, so we got 4 left. So let's go back to where are we? Defensive, outside linebacker. 4 guys we need to cut. We probably need to cut this kid. A little small outside linebacker. He's a senior. I hate to do it. We can go ahead and cut him. Now we got 3 spots to cut. Or 3 guys to cut. Freshman, a junior. I'm not cutting any of these guys. Corner, I don't want to cut. We can't cut the freshman. Lumar, he's a senior. Let's just wait. We got that punter we're going to probably cut. A free safety. We're all got decent dudes here, honestly. I don't want to cut those. I will cut somebody here. We're not going to cut the true freshman. This guy's 2. Yeah, we're going to have to cut him. Let's go cut that punter. I'm going to cut the transfer. He's got better awareness. But this is the guy that I recruited. And I just want to keep him. So we're going to cut Jacob Randall. And now we got 1 left. Who are we going to cut? We got to cut that somewhere. 3. Probably a corner. More than likely. Is there anybody else? I don't want to cut those guys. We got so many. Oh, gosh. Okay. Here's a redshirt senior who will never play because he's a senior. And we got too many guys up here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and cut him. Now that gets it down to 70. See, that yellow went away. Now it's white. So now we can move on to the next phase, which is going to look at the roster, and we're going to finalize all of this. And here is your 2008 Tulane Green Wave, their inaugural season back in the SEC. Yes, I said back because they used to be in the SEC many, many years ago. And here they are. This is the overall. We got 2 guys in the 90s. We moved Reggie Thomas down the defensive end. He's just going to play a lot better there. Then we got Robert Wright at tight end. We're going to really try to get him going. And then so on and so forth. So let's look at position by position. Starting quarterback is going to be Aaron Stuckey. That is obvious. But we got decent backups behind him. All of them are really young. So we're just in a good spot quarterback-wise. Next up, we got a halfback. Larry Williams. He's our stud. He's our Heisman. Maybe he can go back-to-back on the Heisman. I can't tell the last time I've done that, if I've ever done that. That may be a nice goal to have. Either way, Montario Hardesty, one of the few transfers we kept from Tennessee. Really excited about having him. He's going to be a good back and forth with Williams. Then we got Ducray. We got a three-headed monster there. Then we got this true freshman, Elijah. And I'm not going to... We need a nickname. Somebody come up with a nickname for this guy. Elijah with a J. Either way, I'm going to give him a better number than 35. That's just an oddball halfback number. I wonder, can I click on him? Let's go to player info. He was the number 1 halfback in the country. Now, number 1 is not available. We can try number 2, 15, or 8. I'm just playing with the numbers 3 and 5. 5 minus 3 is 2. 5 plus 3 is 8. 5 times 3 is 15. So let's go down to number 2. Is 2 available? No, it's not. Is 8? No, it's not. It's 15. No, it's not. So we can try 35. What can we go with here? 3 and 5. I don't know. We can try. Let's just go down a little. It doesn't really matter. Let's go 14. 7. 7 would be a good number for him. 4. Oh, okay. The difference between 3 and 5, what's the middle number? 4. Let's give him the number 4. How about that? So our big 5-star halfback is now number 4. I normally don't like to play around with jersey numbers, but these big 5-star kids, especially the skill players, I don't mind doing it. So that's a good pickup there. So we are in great shape for playing halfback heading into the SEC. Fullback, true freshman, Jordan Mooney is 39. I'm perfectly fine with that number there. 78 overall. Just a great pickup. Wide receiver, we have, who do we get brand new? Luke Amos, 81. I don't mind. That's a decent number. We picked up another guy. Who do we get? Eli Collins is the other one, if I'm not mistaken. Well, he's at 87. Luke Amos, can we give him something a little bit better than 81? Like 18? Is 18 available? No, it's not. 81. Let's give him 7. 8 minus 1 is 7. How about that? Let's go with that. So now Luke Amos is number 7. Batiste, we got McDonald. He was already on the team. Again, forgive me. It's hard to kind of keep up with some of these players, especially that transfer group. This was the other transfer, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I could be dead wrong on that. But we kept him. I'm going to leave him at 87. I'm okay with that. He's not super special. But we got a decent little group of receivers. I'm excited about that. Next up, we got Robert Wright. We didn't pick up any new tight ends here, so we don't have to do anything new there. When you look at tackles, we picked up true freshman Bernardo Presley, and this guy, we got a battle at right tackle. Any one of these guys can play right tackle, so we'll figure that out in the next video. Who are we going to start there? My preference is to redshirt Presley, honestly. Give him a bit of a separation between him and Johnson and Russell. That's probably what's going to happen. Plus, this guy's got better awareness. This guy's got really good awareness. Kropog. I may end up starting him. We'll figure that out. Either way, we're okay here. We need better talent, but we got young guys. So we're actually okay. We're just young. I think that's just the key. We're just really young. And we got very lucky with Russell. Big old left tackle. True sophomore. 89 overall. Very nice. Guard, we picked up, if I'm not mistaken, Maurice Stewart. He's now 78 overall, and he's a 78. That's his number. We just got a bunch of good bodies right here. We got a senior and a sophomore and a senior, and then a bunch of young pups. Center, we got 3 guys here. We're in good shape. 82 overall for our true sophomore. Really like the area we're at there. Defensive end, Thomas, Nixon, Shive Sams. You got Harris. I may end up redshirting somebody or something. I don't know. We'll figure out some. Now, these guys tend to switch in and out a lot, so we'll see what we do there. But either way, really excited about that group. A bunch of guys in the 80s. Then you got defensive tackle, a bunch of old dudes. Senior. We got a true redshirt freshman and a true freshman. This is the big athlete we picked up. We're going to redshirt him for sure. Next up, outside linebacker, Stamper, Carlson, Hollis, Lindsey, Murray. All these guys could start at left outside linebacker. We'll figure out who we're going to put at that other position. More than likely Hollis, because he's a little bit smarter. His speed is just kind of right there with the rest of them. I don't know. We'll figure that out in the next video. Middle linebacker, we got one guy leading the way for sure, Larry Smith. And then we got a bunch of young pups behind him with a junior and Mike Charles. I will redshirt probably all 3 of these guys. Get them ready for the future. Corner, I want better players here, but I'm glad we picked up a transfer, Inky Johnson. And I'm going to probably leave the core. I may change this. Can I change it? We could probably do that now, can't we? Let's go ahead and change that. It's Inky. Everybody knows it as Inky, so let's just do that. Inky, we'll do that. Continue, and now we officially have Inky Johnson. He is number 29, and that was his number at Tennessee, which I think is great that number is still available. Good for him. So he's going to be a starting corner. Then we got Ricky Sanders. Then we got little Anthony Givens. We did pick up one true freshman. He'll definitely redshirt for us. Free safety, Bale got a good boost in training, so he's now at 82 overall. We got a true freshman I'm really excited about. That's good separation. We got a good 2-year difference between these two. We can redshirt this kid, and he'll be ready in a couple of seasons. Strong safety, Holden. Hey, if he plays as well as he done last year, look at that. They got him as a first-team All-American, which we're going to look at that in the preseason video in the next one. But they got him as a preseason All-American, 78 overall. If he continues to play like that, then we just looked at with the kid. You just don't normally see a guy in the 70s play as good as he did. But otherwise, I'd like to get better talent here. It's pretty obvious. Kicker, Bruce Simmons, true freshman, number 13. I'm okay with that. I actually may... Let's give him like a 90 number. Because a 13, that's kind of like a special... I mean, anything 1 through 20 needs to go to halfbacks, quarterbacks, and receivers. Let's give him 93 instead. How about 99? Is 99 available? No, it's not. Let's go 93 instead of 13. Let's do that. A lot of kickers out there have a number in the 90s. I want to give that number 13 for somebody who really deserves it down the road. And last but not least, true sophomore Ellis Wilcher. He was here last year, played really well for us whenever he did get the punt. So that is the team. Really excited. Next video, we're going to head into the preseason. We're going to do our schedule. We're going to do in-season recruiting, all that good stuff. It should be a whole lot of fun. And just getting into the SEC and really playing some big-time football, game in and game out, should be a blast. So come on back, and I'll talk to you later.